social circle. In the competitive scene, it's a mixture. Usually I tend to find a trend that the people who are in the top are actually the most friendliest and the most supportive. And the people who are placing in the last placings, they tend to be the more bitchy ones, in my experience. That's what I found. That's like not me saying that every person is like that though. But yeah, the winners support everyone.
Well, I suppose they would if they're winning. They don't care. They're like, I'm winning, so I'm supporting you guys in second place. Yeah,
but I think with winners, they obviously know what it takes to achieve that sort of like that placing. So they obviously have a respect for the people who were trying to knock them off the throne.
My biggest realization was like at my first competition, the day before my first competition, is like obviously you're going for your first layer of tan, and that requires you to get completely naked for the tan. And there's like a room with like 5 to 6 of those tents, and then like you strip naked, and it was like a bunch of like me and some bikini junior girls, and there was a wellness girl that I made really good friends with, and I stripped down and heard whispers, and I was like, oh god, like it's not what you want to hear, right, when you strip down naked, is it?
No.
Because for my first competition, my condition was insane. Like I don't know how on earth I physically managed to achieve the condition that I did for my first competition. And the next day, me and the wellness girl that got our tans together, on the day before, she won her category, I won my category, and we was in the overalls together, and we were taking like the behind stage photos together, and she'd told me that the girls who didn't place in my category, they were the one saying things about my physique and not nice things.
So they were the negative ones.
Yeah.
But it's got to, and
but that happened even before anyone placed. Like that happened before we knew.
Well, they probably knew that you were in better shape than them. It's jealousy, probably, isn't it? It's got to come from that.
What it stems. I think that's what it stems down to.
Yeah, it's the same in life as well. You always find the people at the very top. There are some very narcissistic, complete crazy people, but generally the people at the top are the nicest people, because I think they've, as you said, they've built themselves up from nothing, and they've got something. But it's like if you look at men are competing against each other in life to be an alpha male, and even though that sounds very traditional, it's kind of true. It is kind of true. And the people who, like the really fat, unattractive men, they're going to be the more sour ones. They are. Because they hate the people who are in shape, who are good looking, who get all the girls. That's the truth. And they're the ones who are bitching because they know that you're in better shape than them, you're more attractive, you're probably more intelligent.
It's kind of like deep-rooted within them, like frustration within themselves and being like pushed out onto others.
It's their own insecurity that they are projecting onto you, because they can't...
It's easier to blame someone else, or like to make someone else look bad, than to actually acknowledge like, oh, this is my downfall.
Yeah, you've got to be really in touch with yourself. I've seen you're into meditating a lot. I just want to ask,
I love stuff like that.
What's your streak? What's your meditation
I lost my
streak
on comp day.
No?
So my streak was about, I think it was
1,000 something, I think, was it?
What days?
It was something like 3 months. Like 3
right,
months
every day.
No,
That's 3 years.
Minutes. That was minutes.
Oh, okay.
Because when I reshared it was like 1,000
That's
minutes.
good. Do you use like a Headspace or Calm or something?
I'm not a big fan of Headspace. I use an app called Insight Timer. I find it way better than Headspace.
Because I really want to get into meditation.
Oh, I love stuff like that. I need
to, and I think it's so beneficial to be very in control of your own mind and your own thoughts. I think that is where your biggest downfalls are, is your internal sort of thoughts.
Yeah.
Because your physical world around you is a lot different to the world you build up in your head.
It's like, that's the thing in the gym. Most of the time, when you fail or you give up before you, as in like even if you're doing a set and you give up and you're thinking, oh, that was all I had. That's your head, not your body.
Yeah,
and as soon as you become Zen, you realise that you were at 45%. You were nowhere near. Like I've never in my life done a set to 100%. Never in my life. And I know, but I don't know. I don't really know, if somebody was there literally not letting me, saying, I will shoot you in the head until I know you've done 100%. Maybe then I would. And I'd probably realise I've got double the amount of reps in me. Do you know what I mean? That's your head. And just generally, and in powerlifting as well, if you're powerlifting, then the reason this is different to bodybuilding is that you go and lift a weight once, one rep. But the difference to bodybuilding is when you lift a weight in bodybuilding, you know you can lift it. You just don't know how many times you can do it.
Okay.
Whereas in powerlifting, you don't know if that weight's coming back up because it's so heavy. So it's a little bit different. So you've got a lot of psychological thoughts going around in your head before you make the lift. You know, oh my God, what if I fail this? Am I going to hurt myself? You know, are people going to laugh at me? If you just you build that anxiety up, and I'm a very anxious person anyway, and I do care about what other people think of me, despite the way that I talk about other people. Like, I don't care what you think of me, I'll do what I want. That's just sort of like the way that I want to be. But, you know, deep down, I do care. I don't want to fail a squat in front of people in the gym. But if you're in your head and you're calm, and when I was meditating a bit, I did it a bit, like 50 minutes every morning, I genuinely did feel just calm. Like, not necessarily no emotions, but I wasn't up and down like this. I was just sort of present as well.
Yeah.
Not focusing on what people are going to think when I go for my next rep or my next squat. Just get this weight down and up. What do I need to do in the moment? And it helps.
Yeah,
that was a really long-winded response to whatever you asked.
That's what I want to do, because I have a lot of admiration for people who are like very good at meditating and who do it often, like yourself. And I wanna get into it, but I just don't know how to start. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I'd say start with guided meditation, because then at least you know what you're supposed to do. Because if you start with like silent meditation, you're kind of sat there in stillness. I'm like, what do I think about? What do I do?
Like, oh God, I'm so excited for next week's episode. That's what you'll be doing.
I'm so excited to open a gym.
The whole idea of meditating is to be still and to not think about anything and just really be present in that moment.
But honestly, I only do guided meditation because I was a complete beginner when I was doing it, and it said think of nothing, or just let the thoughts leave your mind. And then what happens then is I think about not thinking, and then I think about all the things I shouldn't be thinking of.
That's me.
But that's the thing. That's okay. And as I kept doing it, I didn't get to a point where I could do it without guidance, because I'd end up just distracted. But the amount of times that I've lost focus on my breath, or I've become thinking about something and like forgot that I was even meditating. Do you know what I mean? It happens. But I think what I learned was just realizing that I've been distracted and coming back to where I was, focusing on my breath again, and just going, do you know what? I realized that my mind went somewhere. That's okay. Let's carry on. Instead of going, what the fuck am I doing? I can't even keep